And welcome to today's What's What. Today we're going to be talking about sun safety. And I picked this topic because we're coming up into the summer months, and it's just always a good reminder to remember all of the important things about being safe in the sun. And it's also a really great topic to talk about in May because May is also Melanoma Awareness Month. So let's go ahead and get started. Just want to let you know that this session is educational only and not intended to provide medical or financial advice. So let's start with testing your sun safety knowledge. True or false? Getting a base tan is always a good way to prevent a sunburn. What do you think? It's actually false. There is no such thing as a healthy tan. A tan is a sign of skin damage from UV radiation, so getting a tan, whether it's from the sun or a tanning bed, will not protect you from a sunburn. So why should we worry about the sun's rays? While sunburn is a sure and painful sign of skin damage, the sun's UV rays cause damage even if you don't get sunburned. The sun rays can increase the risk of skin cancer, and skin cancer is estimated to affect as many as 1 in 5 Americans in their lifetime. Chances are you know somebody who has had skin cancer. Personally, for me, my grandpa, who I never met, died of skin cancer. And I know many people who have had parts of their face removed due to skin cancer. Even some people as young as my age have gotten skin cancer. I'm 28 and I just went to the doctor last year with a skin cancer scare. And believe me, that scared me straight. So more things that can happen are damage to the skin, such as liver spots, wrinkles, and premature aging. If skin cancer doesn't scare you enough, maybe wrinkles will. Also damage to the eyes. UV rays can burn the cornea, which is the front of your eye, and lead to other eye problems such as cataracts. And granted, a lot of us get cataracts either way, but the longer you can prolong getting cataracts, the better. My mom works in eyes and she has worked with a lot of cataract surgeries in the past, and she sees people as young as late 50s, early 60s getting cataract surgery, especially men that have worked out in the farm fields for a long time. So also wear your sunglasses. Um, Surprisingly, it can also affect the immune system. So it's harder for the body to fight infections. You know, we always think of sun and vitamin D as helping us protect our immunity, but there's always that risk of too much of a good thing. UV rays from artificial sources such as tanning beds and lamps are just as damaging as those from the sun, if not more, because if you tan, you probably spend more time in a tanning bed. So myth or fact, you only need to protect yourself from the sun's rays on sunny days. What do you think? That is definitely a myth. Sun protection is important every day, all year long. Clouds do not block most UV rays. Some clouds may reflect UV rays and make them stronger. So if you think of when you're skiing, you can get sunburn from being out skiing all day on the parts of your face where they hasn't been protected from the sun. It's not just windburn, it's actually UV damage. There are two types of rays from the sun, UVA and UVB, and neither is safe. Snow also increases the intensity of the sun rays, as I mentioned. So take steps to protect yourself from the sun rays all the time, all year round. Another myth or fact for you, SPF sunscreen provides twice the protection as SPF 15, SPF 30, sorry about that. So what do you think? That's actually a myth. Sun protection factor, SPF, refers to the amount of protection offered for UVB rays, the type most likely to cause sunburn. Higher numbers do offer more protection, but the higher the number, the smaller the difference. Higher SPF does offer more protection, but not twice the amount. For example, SPF 15 blocks about 93% of UVB rays, while SPF 30 blocks about 97%, and SPF 50 blocks about 98%. Regardless of the SPF, all sunscreens must be reapplied often. So there's really no reason to go to 200 SPF, right? And the biggest problem with sunscreen is we just don't apply it often enough. You can't just apply it once in the morning and be done with it, especially if you're going to be outside. Okay, so another myth or fact for you: you can meet your body's needs for vitamin D even if you use sunscreen daily. I love this one because this is always the biggest excuse when I am preaching about sun safety in my own personal life. People always say, but you need unprotected sun exposure to survive, to get that good vitamin D level. This is actually a fact. You do not need the sun's rays to get enough vitamin D. Food choices can supply your body with all of the vitamin D it needs. So fatty fish, some of my favorites, tofu and soy, another one of my favorite, egg yolks, love egg yolks. I don't recommend supplementing with orange juice personally, because it's just a lot of sugar. For more nutritional information, visit myplate.gov. Drink your water, people. um, you can get the benefits of the sun rays with the sunscreen on you. I think the biggest benefit of the sun is being outside and just getting those endorphins from being in the fresh air and feeling the warmth on your body. That is where the benefits of the sun come into play. I think just from personal experience, that is an opinion, not a doctor. So, follow these sun safety tips to protect yourself from the sun's damaging rays. Be aware of the factors that increase the sun's intensity, like snow, water, sand, high altitudes. So if you're skiing on a big high mountain with lots of snow, you best be putting on that sunscreen. If you're sitting out at the beach with a beautiful ocean in front of you and a nice sandy beach, extra attention to that sunscreen is very important. Limit the amount of time in the sun, especially between 10 and 4 p.m. A lot of weather apps can tell you the UV index, and I notice that it's always very high between those times in the summer. So find yourself under an umbrella and take a little break from the sun, go inside and have some lunch, maybe take a little nap on your vacations, and then come back out and enjoy some more sun protected time in the sun. Cover up with protective clothing, sunglasses, and a wide brimmed hat, especially if you're just going to be out there all day long. And check the UV index on a weather app, like I mentioned, or at the website listed here. Another mention about clothing is many types of clothes, like especially activewear, is now treated to increase sun protection. For example, rash guards are really great if you're going to be out at the beach or surfing or swimming for a long time, and they're really great for children because it's really difficult to keep applying sunscreen onto a child. I can about imagine. And kids especially shouldn't care about getting a tan, so cover them up with a rash guard is a great idea. But check the clothing labels carefully. Remember to use sunscreen for any exposed skin. And and then back to the UV index, a higher number means higher UV exposure on that day. So be really careful on those days and apply your sunscreen often. Also, another note is make a skin cancer screening a key part of your sun safety habits. So watch your skin for changes in moles or new growth and have an annual skin cancer screening by your doctor or dermatologist. Skin cancer is often curable if caught early. That is key. So after I had my little skin cancer scare on my face, I am making it a point to just be really vigilant about watching any changes on my skin. And if I see any changes, I definitely go to a doctor and have them check it out. It's better safe than sorry, because skin cancer can not only damage your face, give you more wrinkles, premature aging. You might need to get some of it removed and have a part of your face changed forever, but it can also kill you. So it's very important to just be proactive. And moving on to choosing a sunscreen, there's many types. So you want to make sure you check the label for broad spectrum. It protects against UVA and UVB rays. Also, you want to look for an SPF of at least 30, as we mentioned earlier. As you can see, the higher the better. You want it to protect against as many rays as possible. So 50 or higher is always a great idea too, but at least 30. It's water resistant, so sunscreen is not waterproof, so making sure you are getting one that is water resistant to help with that. And there's different types. So there's the mineral, physical, or chemical ingredients. And if you are concerned about what you're putting onto and into your body, definitely do your research. But just some of the ingredients that can be in sunscreen, and the mineral ingredients like zinc oxide and titanium dioxide, that's more of a physical sunscreen, so it protects you physically. The product physically does it versus like the chemical reaction in types such as avobenzone or oxybenzone. It's the chemical that protects you from the sun versus the actual physical ingredients, if that makes sense. So do your research on that. Some of my favorite brands, I love the Baby Ganix ones. You can find it in the baby aisle like in Target, and it's a mineral sunscreen, physical one that really spreads nice and evenly. I find that some physical sunscreens are very chalky and they don't spread very well, but that's a really good one if you're looking to change from a chemical sunscreen to a physical one, which more so sits on the skin versus getting absorbed into the skin. Again, that's a personal opinion. I'm not a doctor. Do your own research. So additional tips is choose a type that you'll use regularly. So if you are, wanting to switch to that physical sunscreen, but you just don't find it very comfortable, you're better off, applying that spraying chemical sunscreen that you can just easily put on and go. Advanced sun exposure is way more of a risk than, thinking about the chemicals. But again, as long as you're using one that you're going to use regularly, and then look for moisturizers and makeup that contain sunscreen so that it just becomes a habit when you put it on. So if you have any questions about like sunscreen ingredients or prefer one type over another due to it being reef safe, if you're near the ocean or anything like that, if you're going to the ocean, I know that none of us probably live near the ocean, but just remember it's important to find a type that works for you and that you'll use on a regular basis. So again, do your own research on that. I understand that there are concerns with that as well. Always want to think about the environment too. So using sunscreen, in order for it to be effective, it's most important that you apply it 20 minutes before going outside, and apply it generously to all exposed skin. That means like your ears and your eyelids, and oh, don't forget about the part in your hair too. Otherwise, wear a hat. Apply at least 1 ounce, which is enough to fill a shot glass. And don't forget about your lips too. Use a lip balm with sunscreen, and reapply every 2 hours or sooner if swimming or sweating. It's a good idea to use a smartphone app or alarm a reminder to reapply, especially if you're on vacation, which, sorry if your vacation has been canceled recently, but it's a good reminder, even if you're outside in your backyard. A reminder that while sunscreen is important, it should not be your first line of sun protection. Limiting exposure to the sun's rays should be the first step. So what are you going to do next? Maybe you're going to purchase some sun protective clothing, a rash guard for you and your kids. You're going to remember to reapply sunscreen at least every 2 hours, hopefully. Maybe research some different types of sunscreen that you think are going to be easiest for you to apply. And maybe you'll get some really big, cute sunglasses and a cute, big, floppy hat to help protect you even further. And perhaps you're going to consider avoiding direct sun between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. Those are the best practices for a safe sun. And I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this, and let us know if you have any questions. If you attend this presentation, please leave a comment below wherever you're seeing this, and let us know if I can send you the handout as well. I can email that to you. And comment below, what is one thing you're going to do this summer to help protect you better from the sun that maybe you haven't done in the past? And I hope that this is helpful to you. Stay safe, stay healthy, and have a great day.